Some students leave a mark, not just because of what they achieve, but because of who they are. And today's guest in our podcast, episode 10 of Meeting with Mentors, is one such person for me. Mr. Mathew Praful Mohan, who is currently pursuing his PhD full time in marketing at IIM Kashipur, with a fascinating research focus on gamification, consumer behavior, and non profit marketing. But before stepping into research, he spent years as a teacher and eventually he even led the position of a principal. He brings with himself a rich multidisciplinary foundation. He's done his bachelor's in economics, his master's in philosophy. He's even completed an MA in human resources and an executive certification in advanced marketing from IIM Indore. But what touches me most is not just his academic achievements, it's his attitude. He is respectful, grounded, and full of gratitude. Let me share something personal. When I reached out to him recently for this podcast, his response truly moved me. He simply said, "You never have to request me anything. You are my mentor. Just tell me what has to be done." It's rare to find people who not only pursue knowledge but also carry relationships so deeply in their hearts. I'm so happy and proud to welcome him in today's podcast episode. Let's listen to his journey from classrooms to research corridors and everything he's learning along the way. So, welcome to this podcast, Matthew.
So, welcome to the podcast, Matthew. How are you? And thank you so much for giving us the time.
It's my pleasure that you have invited me for the same. Thank you. Yeah.
So, I'll straight come to the point. Come to the point. When I met you the first time, and when we were discussing, I had this question then also that you already have a very, very established career. I mean, you were doing very well for yourself, and you had already reached a height where many of us dream to reach. But still, you gave up everything to pursue a full-time PhD. What made you do that?
Okay. This is a question actually many of them have asked me. लोग पागल बोलते हैं at times क्योंकि when you live, not only me, there are many people in my batch also, my seniors also, who have left their careers and come for PhD. So in the social norms, pagalpan लगता है because where you earn 1.52 lakh rupees and you come and live for only a meager amount of stipend of 37-40,000, people start thinking of this sort. But then there is a big another part of that. लोग commonly मानते हैं कि PhD might be for a career enhancement, नहीं तो और better job करने के लिए, नहीं तो और better salary paycheck मिलने के लिए what we do is PhD. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all. If you are focusing on money itself, then PhD might not be the place you have to come through. Of course, a part of that will help you to move ahead, but that's not the end in itself. PhD is actually that thirst within you which makes you be part of a group which helps the academia to move on. Generally, what happens, we have discussed this earlier also, कि आप PG तक we take from the subject, and somewhere you feel that the subject is not complete in itself, and you want to give something from your own. कि आगे जाके the next generation when they learn, so that's what a batchmate of mine also asked, what's your long-term goal? I said कि भाई I want the next generation to learn something that I have contributed. तो मेरा नाम से एक theory हो जाए, मेरा नाम से कुछ contribution academia में हो जाए. This adds much more meaning to your life than earning a 2 lakh package or 3 lakh package that you have. So ये meaning add करने के लिए, of course, giving up is, yeah, it's a bit that you can take.
Such a beautiful thought, and you put it so nicely. So आप PhD इसीलिए करते हो क्योंकि आपको जिस सब्जेक्ट से ऑलरेडी प्यार है, the subject which you already love, you now want to contribute to that subject and maybe have a theory in your name which other students are studying and improving themselves. That is so, so beautiful. So now, and it's okay, लोग अक्सर बहुत passionate लोगों को या बहुत ambitious लोगों को जो लीग से अलग हटकर काम करते हैं उनको अक्सर पागल बोलते हैं. सो दैट्स आई थिंक being called mad is a compliment in such situation.
Yeah.
That means you are doing something which is very different from the rest, and that is what gives you true success. So now that we've understood why you want to do a PhD, how has been this journey for you? Are you happy that you took this decision, this 1 year of journey?
That question of happiness, just to add on to the previous question itself, वो बहुत डाइसी है. If you ask me about happiness,
Mm.
it's a very dicey word which you can tell in PhD. कभी PhD बंदे को पूछना नहीं बना हैप्पी है कि नहीं है.
Very true.
Because at one moment you will have that eureka moment, भाई मैंने बहुत कुछ कर लिया है. The next moment you will feel that भाई कुछ नहीं हो रहा है यार. So that happiness is a very dicey thing.
I
You
agree.
strive every day. So at one point of time you will feel कि yeah, I have done something which the society को define करके मैं hero हूँ आज. कि society सब नहीं बोल रहे, मैं कर रहा हूँ. दूसरा दिन लगे अरे भाई society ने सही बोला कि नहीं. You come into that dicey situation also. Why did I take a right decision? ये भी सोचते हैं. So that is up and down. It goes on. I think this will continue
Yes,
throughout
this
the
will
day.
continue for
So
sure.
yeah,
Till the
yeah.
time you get
So
that degree
when
in
you
your hand, Matthew, you will feel this every day. Even till the end, when you started writing your thesis, you will feel, am I in the right direction? So it's perfectly fine. And that is what makes this journey so challenging. And but when you are complete, when you finally complete it, this is what gives you that confidence and sense of achievement also. So okay, I won't ask you whether
and
you're happy or yeah, I'm sorry. So please continue.
yeah, coming to the question that you actually asked about my 1 year experience, it had been mixed experiences. I joined with a particular topic in my mind, which I was very
Hmm.
passionate about doing,
Yeah, I
which
remember
actually we
very
had
well.
also spoken on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about non-profit organizations and fundings, etc., etc.
Hmm.
Was very passionate about it. The passion is still there, but
Hmm.
as you go on, as you meet with people, speak with people, you go through
Hmm.
literatures, you see how the publishing world is.
Hmm.
Somewhere
Hmm.
you reach at a compromising situation ki bhai, this is not the right time to take up that research.
Hmm. Okay.
In your PhD, you have to focus on those topics or which can actually directly contribute to the business world. So this is a kind of experience you learn whereby you
Hmm.
start
Right.
reading. So मेरा 1 साल का journey, it's been 1 year since I'm doing my courseworks. The
Hmm.
courseworks were excellent. IIM Kashipur is a pretty place to, very good place to learn in. कि वो जो extra pressure नहीं रहता PhD पे, like yeah, the professors are
Hmm.
also with the student, they are journeying with the students. ऐसा नहीं कि
That's
प्रोफेसर्स आगे
amazing.
भाग रहे जो पीछे हम भाग रहे प्रोफेसर्स के, ऐसा नहीं. दे जर्निंग विद
Hmm.
द स्टूडेंट्स, दे डोंट हैव
Hmm.
दैट थॉट प्रोसेस कि भाई तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आता हमें सब आता है. नॉट, दे जर्नी विद अस. So even
Hmm.
during the coursework, they ask us, even especially my professor with whom I'm planning to work through, with whom I'm
Hmm.
talking to also, the first piece of advice that she gave me was, you in the first year itself, you work on, you start thinking of your
Hmm.
topic,
Hmm.
and you think of a topic in such a way that आप उस पे excel करें, you become an expert in that.
Hmm.
आगे
Right.
जाके भी लोग like academia should know you by that topic, or if that's
Amazing.
not a
Yeah.
well researched topic, that topic should be known by your name. ऐसा कुछ सोचो और ऐसा कुछ करो.
Wow.
That's what she gave me. That has been my 1 year's journey. तो 1 year में ज्यादातर एग्जाम्स होता है, आंसर्स होता है, क्योंकि एमबीए कोर्सेज भी अटेंड करते हैं. 1 year course was that, and by the end of
So
first year,
how
we
hectic is
started with a,
the like you take the classes with the PGP students, the MBA students, or is it
yeah.
separate? Separate. And how hectic are
Both,
the classes?
both happens because we
Okay.
have to finish couple of credits with the MBA guys, because if you have not done an MBA then IIM, if
Hmm.
you are from non-IIM background, you have to do
Hmm.
couple of courses with the IIM PGP. MBA students, it's not no longer PGP, it's MBA at IIMs
Yeah, yeah.
also.
Now it's MBA.
So
Yes.
yeah, MBA. So
Yeah.
MBA guys also, you have to do a couple of courses. So those
Hmm.
courses happen during the daytime, and then during the evening time we have the PhD classes. कभी कभी extreme strain होता है because throughout the day classes होता है. But at times you are free. कभी कभी classes नहीं होता है तो it's on and off. And
So
you
first
don't
is
feel
all
so
about
strained because the entire campus is under strain. तो आपको अकेलापन नहीं
yes,
लगेगा यहाँ पे strain
you're
होने
not
में.
alone. Yes.
कुछ गाली देना है तो भी एक साथ मिलके गाली देते चलो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है.
So the first year is completely dedicated to the general management subjects, or you're also studying some PhD, specific PhD subjects?
Yeah, there are. It's not about general management subjects.
Hmm.
Each area at IIM Kashipur, you are given a bucket of subjects from
Hmm.
where you can choose for the
Oh,
MBA
okay.
courses. You need not attend all the classes.
Hmm.
For the marketing students, there'll be marketing oriented classes in MBA, which you can pick up from the bucket and go and attend those classes.
Okay.
PhD में it's more of specific research methodology common for all.
Hmm.
जहाँ पे you have your quant, you have your call, you have a philosophy of management, you have your statistics, basic statistics.
Hmm.
So such kind of subjects come up, basic research
Hmm.
methodology में. And then there will be area core subjects also coming up in the first years,
Hmm.
which you take on.
Hmm.
So it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both, yeah,
So
to work on.
besides studies, what else do you do? Like you are doing your research work also, any events, anything else which students are research scholars are engaged in?
Of course, you can be part of anything in the campus.
Hmm.
I am a member of my basketball and volleyball team of the campus. तो
Hmm.
खेलते
That's
भाई थोड़ा
interesting.
बुढ़ापा आ गया है पर बच्चों के साथ खेल लेता हूँ तो we play as a team campus में that's part because the campus actually over here in Kashmir, it's the common with the IIMs also. They become very live after 9 o'clock because till nine classes, uska schedule
Classes.
sab aata hai. Then get your time for personal study only after 9, and all the events also happen only after 9, 9, 10. So most of our sports event happen at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night. We go for play at that time. So the campus is like lively till 4 in the morning. उसके बाद लोग सोने जाते हैं 7 बजे वापस उठ के क्लास में आते हैं दिस इज वॉट द शेड्यूल गोज ऑन so
Wow,
people
amazing.
outside IIM might feel like, "अरे कितना rigorous है यार बहुत," but people enjoy here because that's how they are trained
That's a
into.
different side.
Corporate training हो रहा है तो it's very nice.
Coming back to what your your guide or your would-be guide has said, to become an expert in a topic, itna expert ho jao that the topic is known by your name. That was such an amazing sentence to describe what is supposed to be done in a PhD. So, and also your second thing, I know you were very, very passionate about that topic, and your proposal, which I had also mentioned in the introduction, was one of the best proposals I had read, and you had so much of clarity. But to have that maturity to leave that passion because this is not the right time is also, I mean, it's commendable because that is what a researcher is supposed to do. They need to understand. But about the new topic, have you finalized it? And how are you finalizing it? What is to be done? What are you doing?
Okay, coming to the new topic, actually no one suggested me a new topic.
Hmm.
Actually, I got into the new topic from my old topic itself because
Okay.
I
So,
was trying to bridge up with this gap, the probable gap of publication and my old topic. उसको bridge करने try
hmm,
कर रहा था जहाँ पे भी. So
hmm,
something that is very running trendy is the tech intervention into every aspect of
hmm,
academia.
hmm,
So
hmm,
human resource हो, marketing हो, operations हो, सब
hmm,
जगह tech is making its interventions. So I
hmm,
was just looking into non-profit या religious funding में कहीं पे भी tech intervention आ रहा है कि नहीं. And my topic was all something connected to that only. So when I
hmm.
started reading on the tech intervention, I found a very interesting called as gamification, which is actually making inroads into everything. To
Everything, right,
everything, we
right.
can practically tell in market, it's
Hmm.
making interventions. Finance होने दो, economy होने दो, HR होने दो, marketing होने दो. Even in the corporate funding, CSR, तो crowdfunding platforms are coming up like Ito and all.
Hmm.
Everything gamification is making inroads. So I started thinking from that perspective. And then I came to my new topic, which is purely business. जहाँ पे gamification would make. So somewhere I felt like if I can crack this entire thing of gamification, its psychology, how it affects consumers, I might be one of the names that can be called as an expert in its very budding stage. No, that's a long term goal. But then in its very budding stage, I started working on that, working on that, reading literatures, then funneling down to a topic which I am presently working on, of
Hmm.
which my guide is also an expert in doing
Hmm.
that. Not purely into gamification, but then she's expert in something connected to which I'm doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Okay.
in terms of gamification, I'm taking help from professors at other IIMs who are working in the field of gamification.
Hmm.
So, it's a collaborative work. You get help from professors outside IIM also. There
Hmm.
are two professors working in Science and Technology University in Cochin who are
Hmm.
helping me with the design part because I'm not from a tech background. तो
Hmm.
थोड़ा उस पार्ट से भी हेल्प चाहिए रहेगा तो दे आर वर्किंग हेल्पिंग मी विद दैट पार्ट ऑल्सो those who are into pure game designs who can understand how the consumers think when an element is put on
Hmm.
such kind of professors are there at other IIMs who are working
Hmm.
on and then my guides are over here she is an expert in experimental studies
Hmm.
so all these things come with at last it's a collaborative work सब में से आप कुछ कुछ लेते हो
Hmm.
प्रीवियस लिटरेचर्स में से कुछ लेते हो आज के एग्जिस्टिंग स्कॉलर्स में से कुछ लेते हो अपना कुछ डालते
Hmm.
हो एंड देन अ वर्क कम्स अप it's not like you alone stand in academia you always stand on the shoulders of the giants.
Right, absolutely right. You are extending the previous research and the previous knowledge. It's not a standalone work. So
Correct.
that's very nice. And so, how is this 1 year journey? Do you think that this 1 year journey has added something to your personality and to your thinking anywhere? Not only related to your topic, otherwise overall personality में, thinking style में कुछ changes आए हैं because of PhD? Yeah, it's everything is the same.
Of course बहुत 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 सारा changes like uh, when you get into a top institute आप में ऑटोमेटिकली वो घमंड आ जाता है कि मैं भी कुछ हूँ आई एम समथिंग
Hmm.
दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव क्रैक्ड इनटू दीस थिंग्स तो
Hmm.
घमंड तो पहले से ही था दैट हैज बीन पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ माय लाइफ व्हेनेवर आई हैव ट्राइड टू डू
I
समथिंग
don't agree with you. Confidence maybe,
दिस वाज
घमंड बिल्कुल नहीं. You are a very
मैम
nice,
देखो
humble person. I mean, I am a
दिस इज
teacher. I've
दिस
spoken to you. I can say, just say confidence,
this
yes.
yeah fine so you have that ma'am look you can be a person who may not show it off outside अंदर तो it is there always like yeah you are able to do but वो सब break हो जाता है that's what I wanted to tell यहाँ पे आने
अच्छा,
पे
okay.
वो सब break हो जाता whatever you are unless and until कितना भी गोल्ड भले यू आर गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट फ्रॉम समवेयर एल्स व्हेन यू स्टार्ट योर पीएचडी वो सब अनलर्न करना पड़ता है व्हाटएवर बिकॉज दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ योर बायस दैट यू हैव विद इन यू
Hmm.
जो मुझे पता है वो सही है
Hmm.
यू स्टार्ट क्वेश्चनिंग एवरीथिंग दैट यू नो अभी तक जो कुछ
Hmm.
भी सीख के रखा है वो सबको क्वेश्चन करना चालू करते हो
Hmm.
दैट्स वेयर आई थिंक दिस 1 year हैज हेल्प मी इट हैज
Hmm.
हेल्प मी टू अनलर्न वॉट एवर
Hmm.
आई हैव लर्न तो मुझे आई
Hmm.
कम टू एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि भाई मुझे कुछ नहीं पता दैट्स वेयर यू स्टार्ट योर पीएचडी जर्नी द फर्स्ट ईयर जर्नी का बेसिक एम इज दैट कि जो बंदा आ रहा है सबको एक प्लेटफॉर्म में रखो सबको पता करो कि यार भाई तुझे कुछ आता नहीं है यू आर जस्ट स्टार्ट यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन द शोज एंड बस स्टार्ट करो आप ये एक रियलाइजेशन इज वेरी बिग एंड दिस इज अ ग्रेट वैल्यू दैट आई हैव एडेड इन माय लाइफ
Hmm.
especially I would like to answer this question from three perspectives जहाँ पे
Hmm.
learning basically आ रहा है initially as I said when you come up with a topic in a SOP and all
Hmm.
otherwise also when I started with my new topic also I feel कि like yeah this is the topic that is going to change the world भाई मेरे पास
Hmm.
सबसे creative topic है and now this is what everyone will be telling wow भाई तुम
Hmm.
other level हो तुम
Hmm.
so we think of that, we come up with that. तो mind में चल रहा है वो. This is what something is going to be. Then you start looking into literature. भाई किसी ने किया है कि नहीं? Because कोई नहीं किया तो मैं novel का अल्ट्रा लेवल में पहुंच गया
Hmm.
novelty का. And when I start opening and start browsing the thing, when you start interacting with the literatures, you
Hmm.
come to know कि आपका आइडिया तो 1990s में लोग ने सोचने चालू किया था. और आप अभी
True.
सोच रहे हो उसको. और लोगों ने तो भाई इतना बड़ा समुंदर बना के रखा है उस नॉलेज का कि आप अभी गैप ढूंढ रहे हो भाई इसमें कुछ है कि नहीं कुछ करने को बाकी सो दैट्स वेयर व्हेन यू स्टार्ट इंटरेक्टिंग विद द लिटरेचर यू स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग कि there is a big ocean in front of you and you are standing like a child on the shore looking into this
Hmm.
ocean भाई मेरे साइड से कुछ एक ड्रॉप में ऐड कर सकता हो कि नहीं इस ओशन के
Hmm.
अंदर so that's what the first learning that I've got when I started interacting with the literature and that makes you humble that
Hmm.
makes you humble when you start interact that's what I always like to tell with people also by you start interacting with literature बाकी कुछ मत करो पुराने लिटरेचर उठा के पढ़ो दैट विल मेक यू हम्बल यू विल रियलाइज कि भाई दुनिया में बहुत सारे लोग रह चुके हैं जिसने आप जो सोच रहे सोचा है आप पहला बंदा नहीं हो ये जो
सोचा है,
सोच रहा है
कर लिया है, खत्म कर दिया उसके ऊपर
कर
काम
लिया
भी.
है हाँ
हाँ.
कर लिया है और वर्ल्ड उसने एक्सेप्ट भी किया है लोग दुनिया बहुत आगे बढ़े हैं आप अभी भी 1980 में खड़े हो दैट इज
Hmm.
वॉट you will become humble when you start interacting with the literature. That's the first value that you add in your life when you start your PhD. The second value that you add is with your interaction with your faculties. बहुत सारे people like in the first year they avoid speaking to faculties because यहाँ पे guides को first year में उठाना नहीं होता. It's basically coursework. But when you start interacting with the faculties, you will realize कि because you go through that phase of, as I told, कि experiences बहुत सारा ups and downs होता है, सही है कि गलत है. You start feeling like when you start interacting with literature, you feel that FOMO, अरे भाई मेरा तो कुछ है ही नहीं करने के लिए, अभी क्या करूँ आगे जाके. तो when you speak with the professors out there, other than academic, they start sharing their experiences, their struggles, their pains, how they overcame it. So this actually adds value by you are not alone in this journey. बहुत सारे लोगों ने इसे किया है, complete किया है. Your faculties, your guide is also like that. It's not that you लोग heaven से नीचे गिरे हैं. They are also like that. They have gone through this. So you're not alone. My patience रखो. That is something that you should have in your core. कितना भी कुछ भी हो, you have patience. Only then you will be able to finish your journey of PhD. And the third thing is your interaction with your fellow scholars. ये बहुत important होता है. पता नहीं, like in the academia there is a common notion कि भाई अपना ideas जो है वो share नहीं करना चाहिए किसी से. What I've heard with people telling, कभी share मत करो, अपना idea चोरी हो जाएगा, दूसरे लोग चोरी कर देंगे. तो कहीं ना कहीं तो people start putting in that distrust for your fellow beings amongst you कि भाई किसी से कुछ बोलना नहीं, किसी को विश्वास नहीं करना है. But what I have learned is by if it's your pure idea, it's your child. No one can steal it as you are building it up. यहाँ वहां कुछ उठा लेंगे, but how you're conceptualizing, no one else can conceptualize. What I learned in my this thing, if you can't trust everyone, at least pick up 4 or 5 scholars from amongst you. Seniors होने दो, juniors होने दो. Take up multidisciplinary scholars. उनसे बात करो. Whatever you think, you speak with them. क्योंकि the more you speak about your topic, the more refined your brain becomes about the topic. तो बंदा opposite question पूछे, अरे ऐसा तो ठीक नहीं लग रहा है यार, तू सोच रहा है ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. This is like this. And the person also shares from that discipline because PhD in marketing, in which I am in, marketing doesn't stand alone in the business. Marketing को operations चाहिए, marketing को finance चाहिए, marketing को economics भी चाहिए, marketing को HR भी चाहिए. इसके बिना तो आके stand alone topic नहीं है marketing. So you should have, if you're not, even if you're not jack of all trades, you should have something of all the trades within you. को पता होना चाहिए कि भाई क्या हो रहा है उसमें. Only then you can be a good researcher. Only then your problem will become very valid within a business system. So all these things have added values to my childish knowledge that I had when I started my PhD.
Very beautifully put. And I strongly agree with the second point. Of course, the first point also, we have to be humble. We have to, whatever we are doing, whether it's a business, it's studies, if we start with the notion that we know it all and there is no one better, I mean, कुछ है ही नहीं, उम्मीद ही नहीं कि इससे ज्यादा कुछ सीख सकते हैं, तब तो हम कुछ लाइफ में कर ही नहीं सकते. We should always feel that there is more to learn. There's a lot more to learn and we know very little. And the second thing that you said, struggle. I don't think so. Whether a PhD or anything, you can't succeed without working hard, without keeping patience, and without struggling. Nobody has achieved anything without that struggle. So very beautifully put. So I think these must also be the myths. There was something which you thought कि PhD ऐसी होती है, but when you came inside, you thought, नहीं, this is not it. ऐसा कुछ था?
हाँ, ऐसा तो बहुत सारे मिथ्स है. अभी भी चल रहा है मिथ्स जो एकेडमी आपके मन में डाल देते हैं भाई है, नहीं तो बाहर हो के आपको लगता है कि भाई ये सब ऐसा बहुत सारा चीज है. फर्स्ट थिंग इज लाइक लाइफ आफ्टर PhD इज द बिगेस्ट मिथ. लोगों को लगता है भाई PhD हो गया तो सब हो गया इसका. तो PhD बोले गेटिंग PhD इज नॉट बिकम एन एक्सपर्ट इन अ डोमेन. तो लोगों को लगता है भाई PhD मार्केटिंग है, बोला तो इसको मार्केटिंग का सब आता है. It's a myth. PhD is just learning a very niche topic. छोटा टॉपिक आप पढ़ रहे हो, उसमें आप डीप जा रहे हो. भले peripherally you might be knowing things about PhD, you don't become an expert in a subject by getting a PhD. That's a primary myth which I also had, which I had to break up. That is the first thing. Second thing is लोगों को लगता है भाई PhD होने के बाद you are training yourself to be a professor. ये भी नहीं होता है यार। प्रोफेसर बनने के लिए कोई ट्रेन नहीं कर रहा है आपको यहाँ पे। तो इफ यू आर कमिंग टू पीएचडी फॉर जॉब ओरिएंटेशन, भाई मुझे प्रोफेसर बन सकता हूँ मैं, या बनने के लिए आ रहे हो भाई, मिल सकता है जॉब। बिकॉज वन थिंग इज दैट जॉब मार्केट भी आज बहुत, इट्स वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव, बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव हो गया जॉब मार्केट। इफ यू आर डूइंग योर पीएचडी ओनली फॉर अ जॉब, यू विल बी आउट ऑफ द मार्केट, आप मार्केट में नहीं रहोगे। तो दैट ऑल्सो वन ऑफ माई प्रोफेसर टोल्ड मी इन वन ऑफ द कैशुअल कॉन्वर्सेशंस, you don't run behind jobs. Yeah, after PhD also you become yourself good enough in your topic. आप अच्छा रिसर्चर बनोगे, if you are qualitatively becoming better, jobs will come behind you. तो
True.
आपका
But
primary aim this
isn't
5 year.
isn't this true for everything, not only PhD? वो थ्री
Yeah,
इडियट्स की
yeah.
लाइन थी ना आमिर खान की, आप इतने अच्छे बनो, आई फॉरगॉटन द लाइन, बट इस टाइम पे
Maybe
वो लाइन, दैट लाइन इज एब्सोल्युटली, आप
true,
इतने
true,
अच्छे बनो
true.
दैट लोग आपके पीछे भागे, सो हैव सो मच ऑफ नॉलेज। सो
Yeah.
आई एम सॉरी, मैंने आपको
So
कट शॉर्ट करा। आप क्या बोल रहे थे, आपके
yeah,
प्रोफेसर ने
yeah.
आपसे बोला?
The same thing, the same thing. You become good in itself. So people actually need people who are into researches rather than a professor. क्योंकि प्रोफेसर तो उनको बेसिकली एक पीजी के बाद भी कोई असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर मिल जाएंगे सिखाने के लिए।
एग्जैक्टली, हाँ।
बट इंस्टीट्यूट्स एंड ऑल वांट पीपल हु आर कंटिन्यूस, और पीएचडी इज नॉट द एंड ऑफ अ रिसर्च, इट्स जस्ट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ अ रिसर्च। जहां पे, हाँ, जहां पे लोग बताएंगे कि भाई, हाउ आई डिफाइन पीएचडी इज लाइक, इट्स एन एक्सेप्टेंस कि भाई बंदे को रिसर्च करना आता है। इट्स ओनली एन एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ दैट, इट्स नॉट
And
फिनिशिंग योर
probably
पीएचडी।
that you are an expert in that particular topic on which you've done your
हाँ,
thesis.
so
You have an
you
in-depth
are
knowledge.
continuously researching. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
इन
yeah.
दैट टॉपिक में भी वेरी निश टॉपिक, उसमें भी सब
Very
पता होना,
niche.
इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट भाई। जो मैंने किया है वो मुझे पता है, उससे ज्यादा मुझे मत पूछो भाई। मैंने किया उस मुझे पता है। तो यू आर जस्ट वर्किंग, यू आर बिगिनिंग योर जर्नी टू वर्क। तो लाइफ आफ्टर पीएचडी मुझे अच्छा जॉब मिलेगा, नो, दैट्स अ मिथ, दैट्स अ मिथ दैट आई वुड लाइक टू डिबंक। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
That's
यू
a
बिकम
myth with
योरसेल्फ, आपको मिल जाएगा जो कुछ
everything.
भी मिलना है, मिल जाएगा आपको। सो डोंट फोकस ऑन गेटिंग अ बिग जॉब और मुझे वहां पे पोजीशन, फाइन, यू स्टार्ट मेकिंग योरसेल्फ क्वालिटेटिव, मेक योरसेल्फ अ नोन नेम इन एकेडमिया, ऑटोमेटिकली other things will happen. Next thing was the idea stolen वाला पार्ट था, जो मैं बताया पहले ही आपको कि वो collaboration is something that I purely work on. There was no need of being overly protective about your subject, because आपका सब्जेक्ट आपका ही बच्चा नहीं, बहुत सारे लोग उस पर काम है। इवन नाउ व्हेन आई एम थिंकिंग, मैं यहाँ पे जो नीश काम कर रहा हूँ, मे बी दुनिया में तो लाखों लोग रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, किसी ना किसी का तो मन में अभी भी चल रहा होगा, दे माइट बी ट्राइंग फॉर एन आंसर टू दैट। तो यू आर वर्किंग विथ एन नंबर ऑफ पीपल्स टुगेदर, the only thing is who is doing it first, that is the only question. Your collaboration also helps you out. Another myth is like PhD 4 या 5 साल में हो जाएगा। Not necessarily. You work yourself hard. लोग लगते हैं भाई 5 साल PhD करेगा हो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं है भाई, 3 साल में भी
How
हो
many
सकता है, 4 में भी
publications?
हो सकता है।
How many publications are required in IIM Kashipur? You've been
For
told
us,
that.
for us, it's only one that should be from the thesis. That's all. An ABS 3 or ABDC A.
Okay.
Now they have lowered to
Okay.
B. Yeah, if necessary. But then B or कुछ ABDC B से कुछ market में चलता नहीं. You should have something in A and A star only if you want to be in the market. जॉब मार्केट में रुकना है तो ABS 3 के ऊपर तो होना ही चाहिए, एंड ABDC A स्टार में ही होना चाहिए। दैट्स व्हाट द जॉब मार्केट रिक्वायर्स यू। तो दैट्स व्हाट इज। तो पीएचडी फिक्स टाइमलाइन का कुछ मिथ मन में मत रखो भाई। यहाँ पे लाइक
मैं
मेरे
आपको
सीनियर
बता रही
है,
हूँ, मुझसे
जूनियर है।
कितने सारे लोग पूछते हैं ये बात, पीएचडी 3 साल में हो जाएगी, वो वाली यूनिवर्सिटी पीएचडी 4 साल में करा देती है। भाई नहीं बता सकते, नो यूनिवर्सिटी कैन कमिट दैट यू विल डू इट इन 3 years 4 years, nobody knows. Maybe a
True,
good
true.
astrologer can predict your PhD duration, but otherwise a university cannot predict.
Maybe the only thing an astrologer can't predict is this thing. बाकी सब predict कर पाएगा।
Because publication in
नहीं कर
itself
पाएगा।
takes so much of time, कुछ कह ही नहीं सकते हैं.
True, true,
And coming to
true,
your
true.
point, ki, you don't become a PhD in marketing, you become a PhD in a particular topic or maybe that subject. So even when you become a faculty, and you must have seen it in faculty in your institute also, you are now faculty of either consumer behavior or service marketing or brand management. You're not even a faculty of marketing. 2-3 सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जिसको आप पढ़ाते हो, और अगर आप बोल दोगे ना कि मैं सारे सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाता हूँ, then to you are gone in an interview. You can't even say that.
True. Yes.
Okay.
To add to that, maybe one more thing, that myths that I generally broke it out. लोगों को लगता है कि भाई जो पीएचडी कर रहे हैं बहुत जीनियस लोग होते हैं. कभी नहीं होता. सब जीनियस लोग नहीं होते. पीएचडी करने वाले 99% भी एवरेज बंदे होते हैं. कोई जीनियस पीएचडी करने नहीं आता यहाँ पे. Average people, most of them are in the average like 70s, 80s. क्योंकि पता है, I tried in this 1 year, I tried to find out the reason why mostly average people finish PhD. Because ये जो जीनियस होते हैं ना, जो फ्रंट बंचर्स होते हैं, उन्हें एक्चुअली फेलियर का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता. कहीं पे भी जाते हैं, देखे तो फर्स्ट रैंक, सब जगह अप्रिसिएशन मिलते हैं, पीपल टेल यू आर वेरी गुड, यू आर लाइक सोसाइटी के जेम होते हैं वो. जो मिडिल बेंचर्स, बैक बेंचर्स या एवरेज स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, उनको तो अक्सर फेलियर्स आते ही रहता है. तो उनको कुछ और टेंशन है कि सोसाइटी क्या बोलेंगे टाइम, तो दे आर रेडी टू टेक अ फेलियर्स एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. तो पीएचडी में तो ऐसा फेलियर्स आएगा, ऐसा रिजेक्शन आता है, तो ये बंदे कभी, एवरेज बंदे कभी गिरते नहीं. तो हो गया यार, चलो अगले देखते हैं. तो जो जीनियस लोग हैं, उनको एक फेलियर भी भाई बहुत टेंशन देता है. मैं आई हैव फेल्ड इट, आई एम, माय पेपर इज रिजेक्टेड, नो आई कांट डू दिस. एवरेज बंदों को इफेक्ट ही नहीं होता है, दे फिनिश इट एट फेलियर्स. तो दैट्स व्हाट. तो जो पीएचडी खत्म करते हैं सब जीनियस नहीं होते. 95 to 98% एवरेज बंदे होते हैं जो पीएचडी खत्म करते हैं. तो those who are coming into PhD also, ये myth मत रखो कि भाई जीनियस लोग करते नहीं, एवरेज लोग ही करते हैं. And only average students become good teachers. That's also what I have seen. Those who are like loving teachers, those who are like can teach nicely are average students. जो जीनियस होते हैं वो अपने ही दुनिया में रहते हैं सिखाने के टाइम में भी. बट एवरेज स्टूडेंट्स अभी टीचर्स बने, उनको पता है यार, बच्चों को पता नहीं चल रहा है, थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाई करके बताना है उनको भी. तो दे ट्राई टू कनेक्ट विद द स्टूडेंट्स वेरी फास्ट. Average students are welcome to PhD more than genius. That's what I would like.
I completely agree with because in PhD there are a lot of downfalls and you need to get up and fight a lot. This is something which I've noticed when I've been अभी इस बीच में जब मैं students को guide करती हूँ for admissions. Often students हैं when they get rejected in the first interview ना, then they just leave their PhD admission journey. They can't take that rejection. And then there are others who have faced rejection, but they keep on going to the interview and they are the ones who make it ultimately to some institute. But so probably वो average वाले होते हैं ना, वो उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हाँ ठीक है, rejection हो गया, we've learned, now let's move ahead. So yes, that's a good observation.
Yes.
Okay.
I am
Anything
also a
else?
person who has undergone to rejections. Rejection, interview रेशन आपको ही पता है. रेशन तो आ गया था 2-3 बार यहाँ वहां से. आए होते रहते हैं, चलो एक नहीं तो 3 हो जाएगा कहीं पे, तो नहीं तो वापस देख लेंगे. लाइफ जिंदगी तो पड़ा है आगे.
आपका सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज तो तब आया था ना जब आप गए थे जीमैट का एग्जाम देने.
एग्जाम ही नहीं दे पाए यार, क्या करे. कैट
But
भी नहीं है, जीमैट भी नहीं है, तो कुछ
that was such a fighting spirit that you had कि ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, still I'll go ahead. कोई और होता तो कहता छोड़ो इस साल तो मुझे करनी ही नहीं है पीएचडी. But still
दैट एक्चुअली. एक तो कैट का टाइम हो गया था, जीमैट देने का तो वो भी नहीं हो गया, पासपोर्ट की वजह से वो भी नहीं हो गया. तो लाइक माई विंडोज वर ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज बिकॉज IIM टेस्ट इज ओपन ओनली फॉर 4 IIMs. तो बाकी कोई IIMs में अप्लाई भी नहीं कर पाऊंगा बिकॉज इट वॉज कम्प्लीटली क्लोज. सोचा चलो एक तो वी कैन वेट फॉर नेक्स्ट ईयर और लेट्स ट्राई.
नो यू वर से कि ये 4 एग्जाम्स है, मैं इन चारों को मतलब इस एग्जाम को देकर इन 4 जगह पे अप्लाई करके देखता हूँ. दैट वाज अ वेरी पॉजिटिव थिंग दैट यू डिड. वरना नॉर्मली लोग अब एंड यू ऑल प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर जीमैट और आप वहां गए एंड इट वाज नॉट इवन योर फॉल्ट कि आपका हुआ नहीं. सो समबडी एल्स वुड हैव एक्चुअली क्विट दैट जर्नी देन एंड कहा कि यार एग्जाम तो हुआ नहीं, अप्लाई कहाँ करेंगे, 4 ही तो इंस्टीट्यूट्स है. बट स्टिल यू मेड इट एंड दैट्स एक्चुअली.
एक करेक्शन है मैम, इट्स माई फॉल्ट ओनली, मेरा फॉल्ट नहीं है मत बोलना. आई शुड हैव रेड इट करेक्टली. मैंने जो डिटेल्स था आईडी का, आई डिडंट रीड इट करेक्टली, सो इट वाज माय फॉल्ट. If I had read it correctly, maybe it would have been a different story. But then, yeah, maybe the universe didn't want me to be like that. It was a different plan. Maybe if I had not done that, I would have not got such a good guide in the person I'm doing. And this thought process wouldn't have been molded like this. So it's all part. Failures हो रहा है या downfalls हो रहा है. It's part of the entire journey.
So, do you want to wrap up this podcast with some last thought, last minute suggestion, anything that you want to say?
Uh, same thing. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि PhDs, you always have a, I don't know. Last year we were discussing on this very topic, PhD क्या होता है? तो it's like doctor of philosophy होता है. Like why doctor of philosophy for everything? We're just thinking. So because philosophy always comes with a love for wisdom. It's not knowledge. It's not for taking knowledge. It's love for wisdom. When you start loving something, you become more wiser with that. But the second topic, like why doctor? Why is it called a doctor? Because हमारे general thought process में तो medical practitioners को doctors बुलाते हैं. तो why field expert is called as a doctor? Or maybe a brainstorming happened in the class whereby we came up with a thought process कि भाई मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर्स क्या करते हैं, आपके जो हेल्थ का गैप है, आपका वेलबींग में जो गैप आ रहा है, दैट इज बीइंग फिल्ड अप. सो इन अ सिमिलर वे यू आर ऑल्सो इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ हीलिंग द एकेडमी टू एन एक्सटेंट. उसको फुलनेस में लेके आ रहे हो, ब्रिंगिंग इट टू इट्स वेलबींग, और उसका फुलनेस में एकेडमी को फिल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. यू आर जस्ट healing the gaps, you are healing the wounds that are present in the academic knowledge. Maybe that's where you become a good doctor. तो डॉक्टर बनने का प्रयास चल रहा है आपकी जिंदगी में. दोज आर कमिंग अप आल्सो. एंड सेकंड थिंग इज व्हाट आई अर्लियर आल्सो टोल्ड, भाई रिजेक्शन शुड supposed to be coming. And the second part which actually I started with is ki like bhai dekho, rejection should become a routine for everyone's life who is actually wanting to be in PhD. Learn to face rejection with a smile, क्योंकि ये बहुत तकलीफ होता है. This is the biggest maybe a hurdle in your PhD journey. आप कितना भी रीड करोगे, आप बहुत सारे वर्क्स लेके आओगे, बट until there are two things which actually this also I got from one of the expert ki, when you get rejected from a journal, you actually think I am not worthy enough to be in that journal. But there is another thought process that runs. The journal should be worthy of you. That also should be there. Because आप देखो बहुत सेमिनल पेपर्स जो होते हैं in any field, psychology होने दो, philosophy होने दो, या management होने दो, seminal papers are not A published papers, क्योंकि they are mostly qualitative papers, new ideas, interviews लेते हैं, भाई से new ideas आ रहे हैं. Conceptual papers generally don't get into big papers, big publishings. So there are lower publishers where they think कि भाई डाल देते हैं यहाँ पे, I just want to get my works published. These giants who do this work, experts, डाल देते हैं because they accept the experts as it is. और वहां से वो डिस्कशन होता है एंड दे बिकम जायंट वर्क्स, सेमिनल वर्क हो जाते हैं. सो इफ यू थिंक दैट यू हैव अ रियल स्टफ टू गिव टू द वर्ल्ड एंड इफ यू गेट रिजेक्टेड फ्रॉम द टॉप जर्नल्स, आप अलोन नहीं हो इस जर्नी में. यार जीनियसेस बहुत सारे थे जिसका रिजेक्शन हो गया था बहुत सारे जगह में, एंड देन दे पब्लिश्ड इन लोअर जर्नल्स, बट देन आज वो गॉडफादर्स है उस फील्ड में. तो दैट ऑल्सो शुड बी देयर. एट द सेम टाइम, on the other hand, as a student, you will be facing a job market crisis if you don't publish in higher journals. तो ये दोनों मन में रख के आगे चलो. That's where something that you're very passionate and you want to contribute to a field, keep that in mind, work on that, don't leave it away. At the same time, आपका जो जॉब मार्केट वाला नेसेसिटीज है, आपको पीएचडी का जो क्राइटेरियाज है वो भी आपको फुलफिल करना है. तो दोनों मन में साइमल्टेनियसली रखो, दोनों पे एक साथ वर्क करते जाओ. ये तो हो जाएगा, बट देन योर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन कभी भूलना नहीं चाहिए. व्हेन यू पास आउट ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड, कहाँ पे तो आपका नाम लिख के रखना चाहिए. क्या टेक्स्ट बुक में बात बंदा ने सीखा था कभी, तो इस बंदे ने कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट किया है फील्ड के लिए. मे बी आगे जाके बहुत सारे लोग गाली है भाई इसने क्या या थियरी बना के रखा है, फिर भी दैट इज एडिंग टू द एकेडमिया. आगे जाके लोग कोट करेंगे, आपको साइटेशंस मिलते आएंगे. इट्स नॉट अबाउट द साइटेशंस, बट देन यू विल हैप्पी लाइक या आई हैव डन समथिंग, पीपल विल रिमेंबर मी. आगे जाने वाले जनरेशन है, और आगे आने वाले रिसर्चर्स मेरे शोल्डर्स में रुक के आगे का काम करेगा. दे विल मूव माय दिस अहेड. So that is another thing. तो rejections को face करने के लिए तैयार हो जाओ when you're joining into academia. Next thing is make good friends. Academics is all about having good friendship. ये this is not it's not like a corporate world where you fight with someone to get top to the positions. It's always good friendships that can take you ahead. Because good friendships say you come up with good collaborations, good brainstorming. अगर आपको अच्छा friendships नहीं है, this won't work. If you are very mean to your work, आप selfish हो जाओ, अपने आप के लिए काम करो, you will lose that friendship circle. और academia में आप you don't go ahead.
Hmm.
And last but not the least, this I very recently learned from one of my professors. Ki image is very important in academia, and that should you should learn when you start your academic journey. क्योंकि आजकल when you might have seen in the LinkedIn and all, a lot of retractions are happening
Right,
of journals. You take the back door to get into publications.
right.
You get into the wrong cartels into getting into publications. ज़्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता मैं इस पे because I'm still in my journey. तो don't get सीधा रिश्ते में because once your name gets tarnished,
Hmm.
academia बहुत बड़ा भी नहीं है दुनिया.
बहुत बड़ा बिल्कुल
It's a
नहीं है.
very small world.
We know
It's
everything
a
what
very
is
small
happening
world.
inside. Right.
हाँ, तो एक बार आपके नाम में टार्निश आ गया दैट यू आर पार्ट ऑफ अ कार्टेल और यू गेट रिट्रैक्टेड,
Hmm.
आपका कंप्लीट इमेज टार्निश हो जाएंगे एंड देन
Hmm.
यू कांट मूव अहेड इन एकेडमी. उसके बाद आप
Hmm.
कितना भी कुछ भी करो,
Hmm.
पीपल विल हैव दैट आई ऑफ सस्पिशंस ऑन यू. भाई नहीं ये बंदा
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
वो इमेज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एकेडमी.
So
तो
when people,
फर्स्ट ईयर
yeah,
से ही उसे मेंटेन करने को ट्राई करो.
even before you start your PhD journey, people come to me and say कि चलो यहाँ से करवा दो, यहाँ से होती है PhD वहां से, shall we do it? So we all know, the academicians know about a particular university or about a journal. उनकी reputation UGC को शायद बाद में उसके ऊपर action लेते होगा, but the academicians know from the very beginning. So if you go to that university and you do your PhD, even if you do it with 100% dedication, people will always view it कि you've done it from here. Or if you published in this journal, it cannot be genuine. So always do your PhD and your publications or an entire thing very genuinely. And
And one more thing is like ज्यादा झगड़ा conflicts avoid करो when you're doing PhD. This is also maybe only when you start your PhD you will understand because once you get out of institute, कोई भी institute पे आप हो, it's always good to maintain good relationships
maintain
with either
relations.
the institutes, the guides,
Professors,
your colleagues, your seniors.
right?
The reason is
Even
कहीं पे भी
if
conflict आता है, it becomes difficult. And plus, when you get into job market also, they always ask backtrack the
hmm,
references. कोई बंदा कॉल के कुछ बंदा आया है यहाँ पे जॉब के लिए,
hmm,
भाई कैसा है. दिस हैपेंस इन कॉर्पोरेट ऑल्सो, बट
hmm.
एकेडमिक वर्ल्ड में ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. डोंट गेट इनटू द
It's a
ब्लैक मार्क
smaller
एनीवन.
industry. Academicians बहुत ज्यादा जानते हैं एक दूसरे को. And I think
हाँ,
PhD वगैरह में तो आधे से ज्यादा jobs शायद references से ही हो जाता है. Like one guide tells the other guide in another
ट्रू
institute, and you. So there is a lot of we know the prominent names in the academic world. We know everybody. So this really happens. Yes.
ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू. So that also
So
you have to keep in mind. Maybe whoever is listening to this should
hmm.
keep in mind when they start with the journey and be ready for
And
failures.
yes, so self
हारते जाओगे आप.
motivation is really required in a PhD journey. Lot of self motivation and resilience is required if you want to do a PhD. You have to be a
It's
fighter.
about taking day by day. The problem is when you always look into the fifth year को आगे देखते जाओगे, it
Hmm.
becomes difficult. Day by day, आज कुछ क्रेडिट है उसको खत्म करो, आज कुछ
Hmm.
रखा है लिखने के लिए उसको लिखो. बस it's only
Hmm.
day by day. And then हाँ, next thing बहुत important है, take care of your health. जो मैं नहीं करता actually, many people actually मुझे चिल्लाते भी है. Health is very because आप बैठ के काम करते हो full time. When
हाँ.
you become a bookworm, it becomes difficult for you to move. मेरा तो आने के टाइम में पेट नहीं था, अभी पेट भी बढ़ गया है. तो दो आई प्ले, पेट भी बढ़ जाता है. एंड पीएचडी होने के बाद आप बुढ़ापे में पहुंच जाते हो व्हेन यू कम आउट ऑफ पीएचडी. सो मेंटेन योर हेल्थ, हिट द जिम, गो टू प्ले.
You don't have a
इसके लिए भी
gym in
टाइम
IIM
रखो.
Kashipur campus?
है बट लेजीनेस ऑल्सो कम्स मैन. ये सब है, फैसिलिटीज है, फिर भी लेजीनेस आ जाता है. दैट हैज कम.
So,
तो
so
एडवाइस तो मैं
self
दे सकता
motive.
हूँ, दो मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ. दो मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ, एडवाइस देने के लिए तो फ्री है बहुत.
हाँ, हाँ.
भाई करो ये सब, हेल्थी खाना खा. बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर अवेक टिल 3 आपको जंक फूड खाने का हैबिट हो जाता है. मैगी खाते हो आप, जंक फूड्स खाते हो रात को. दैट ऑल्सो
Hmm.
बिकम्स अ हैबिट जो मुझ में आया है. मे बी दैट्स द रीजन माई स्टमक इज कमिंग आउट. तो उस पर कुछ काम करना है. दो पॉडकास्ट में तो स्टमक नहीं दिखता, इट्स वेरी गुड. तो नहीं दिख रहा. तो keep your health on because after 5 years you have to work. Be fit and handsome and beautiful when you come out of a PhD. You are going to be the face of the institution as teachers. Very important.
Hello. It was a pleasure talking to you. I can go on and on. I have laughed so much in this podcast. I'm sure all the people watching it will also enjoy this conversation. I'm definitely going to give you a call again after 1.5 year to know your journey. अब आगे कैसे बढ़ रही है?
Yeah, maybe,
जिमिंग
yeah.
शुरू करी या पेट और बाहर निकल गया जानने के लिए?
झूठ तो मैं बोल सकता हूँ तभी भी. Okay, good, good.
Okay,
Let's
thank you
let's
so much,
yeah,
Matthew.
let's keep in
It
touch.
was a pleasure talking
Thank you,
to
ma'am,
you.
for giving me time to speak. It was, I have always happy memories about you also. The way you guided me into this entire thing. I was a child, still a child, but then बहुत नाजान सा था. उसमें से कुछ तो मैंने किया. When I joined this, it's because of you, your support, the way you have pruned my proposals and the way I write. The appreciations that you have given me was also I was happy. मुझे कुछ अच्छा लगा. Self motivated हो गया. मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ. That was there. I was completely ignorant about what the entire system was. You gave light कि भाई ऐसा करो, ऐसा नहीं करना, ऐसा नहीं करना है. तो that helped me a lot. And you have actually you are in the process of guiding so many people. The recently formed WhatsApp group is also helpful, maybe one point of the time or the other. And I will require some others to collab with me. I will put it in the group. भाई कोई आ जाओ help करने के लिए. So
That
that is
will be
also like in
purpose
a
of that
way
group.
you are acting as a good catalyst to the world of academia. So
Thank you so
appreciating you
much.
and the work that you are doing.
Thank you.
And as at any point of time, जहाँ पे भी मैं helpful, मैं बहुत सारे लोगों को helpful नहीं होता हूँ, but then yeah, if you want any help,
You've
just feel
always
free
been
to
helpful
ask.
to me. मैंने इस पॉडकास्ट के इंट्रो में भी बोला
Thank
ना, मैंने बस मैथ्यू को बोला कि मैथ्यू कैन यू प्लीज कैन वुड यू लाइक टू कम और कैन यू कम, एंड ही वाज
yeah,
लाइक मुझे मैम रिक्वेस्ट मत करा करिए, जस्ट टेल मी कि मुझे कब आना है, कहाँ पहुंचना है. सो इट्स वेरी
I'm
रेयर
also
टू
yeah.
हैव students to give you so much of respect at this time, so thank you so much for that respect.
Thank you, yeah, thank you, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, thank you for the great things you're doing. Keep going ahead. May you
We'll
inspire a lot many minds coming up. Academia को आप बहुत important contribution दे रहे हो.
thank you,
Keep ahead.
and we'll keep collaborating, and together maybe
Sure,
one day
sure.
we'll contribute together something.
Let's see. Let's see. If I
But
grow that
first,
much to collab with
you
you.
will definitely, you will. This is the first collaborative assignment that we are doing together. Uh, Hopefully, I'm sure this podcast is going to help a lot of students to see what truly PhD is. So once again, thank you for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
time, and
Thank
see
you, ma'am.
you soon once
Sure,
again
sure.
for a podcast. Okay, best of luck. I'm sure you're going to come up with a theory on gamification, and we'll all read about it, contribute. So, wishing
Yeah,
you all the very
that's a
best for
long-term
your
goal. Let's
PhD.
see.
Oh, I'm very sure.
Let's
We'll
see.
read about it, and looking forward to your publications and your thesis. Best of luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the time.
Okay, bye.